Hey everyone, it's Mari here for the JustNick digital cut file design team, and I have another 12 by 12 layout here today, and I'm going to be using this gorgeous cut file that you see here called Flower Power. I'm going to be using some of the products from the Maggie Holmes Carousel collection, and I think Chasing Dreams as well, kind of mixing and matching some Maggie Holmes products here. I'm going to be scrapping these two photographs of these sweet aunties of mine that I saw in August. And you can see that I've backed some of the flowers, the centers of the flowers, with a variety of different pattern papers in yellows and pinks and aqua. And I'm just going to take this paper and size it down a little bit, and I'm going to back it with a piece of white 12 by 12 cardstock just to create a little bit of a frame and bring that white into the outline of the layout. So I just cut the cut file on some white textured cardstock, and I cut it in a horizontal, and then obviously I'm just using it more in a diagonal on the layout. And I've just released the flowers in a couple of little places so that I can tuck my photographs into the cut file, and rather than just placing them right on top of the cut file. And that way it just kind of lets some of those flowers show up a little bit more and be a little bit more pronounced, and you can still see what's happening in those photographs. So I just kind of wanted to place those photos inside of those flowers or into the cut file on an angle, and that way it just, I think it gives it a little more of an interesting look. And then I'm just going to start to create some embellishments around the layout. So I looked at that and I thought that the background kind of looked a little bit plain. So I decided that I wanted to add some texture to the background. So I took this stencil, which I believe is from the Crafter's Workshop, and I'm just going to add some light molding paste to this from Golden. Just going to take a spatula and I'm going to apply this onto my paper. So I just took a little piece of washi tape and I taped that down at the top just so that it doesn't move once I start applying that paste. So I'm just going to do this really quickly here. I've sped this video up, I think, about 3 times so that you still can see what I'm doing, but I didn't want you to be too bored with this process. So you can see that I'm just putting a fairly, it's not super thick layer or anything like that. I didn't want it to be on there too thickly, but just enough to give that texture so that it provides a little more interest to that background. So now that that's all dried and I've adhered that aqua paper onto my background, I want to just take a little bit of pattern paper from Carousel just to do a really simple mat behind each of my 2 photographs. I'm going to use this piece that's got the Ferris wheel on it and so on, and it's got, this piece is a little bit of gold foil, so I am going to do some gold accents on the layout, which I just thought would look really nice with that aqua color, and then of course with the pinks and yellows as well. So I'm just going to trim this up just with my scissors and get that stuck down, and then I'll put that back into that little cut file there and get that all stuck down and adhered so that I can complete the other embellishments here for this layout. So the beautiful thing about the cut files is that they just, and I know I'm repeating myself, but they really do a lot of the work on a layout for you, so that if you do have a cutting machine, the beautiful thing here is that you can finish up a layout quite quickly, and the detail of the cut file is just, I love it. I think it's just a really fun way to create your project. Now I'm taking these phrase thickers from Amy Tan's Hustle and Heart collection, and I'm going to use these as my title. I love these thickers. They're just gorgeous, and they are foam, and you can see that they have the gold glitter on them. So the title for the layout is going to be Life is Beautiful, and I'm just going to journal a little bit here about when this happened and so on. And on the back of the layout, I'm just going to write a little more of a longer story in my handwriting and just write about how I had a chance to visit with these 2 very sweet ladies. The lady on the top is my dad's sister, and she is 96 years old, and she is just so amazing, has such a great memory. She still lives on her own. She's just really a sweetheart. And then the auntie in the bottom picture is my mom's sister, and she will be turning 92 here this fall. And the same kind of thing, like just you know, sharp as a tack, and just really lovely to visit with and so on. And so I was so fortunate to have had a chance to visit with these two ladies this summer. So that's what I'm documenting here. Now you can see that I've just added a couple of little embellishments, a die cut from Carousel, got a little bit of the chipboard phrase stickers on there as well. I'm just going to take some journaling that I typed up with my We Are Memory Keepers typewriter. I've cut those into strips, and now I just would like to back that with a little bit of gold glitter paper. Now, if you've worked with gold glitter paper before, you know that it's a little bit difficult to adhere things to, and so I just wanted to take a liberal amount of that liquid adhesive and stick that down. So you have to put that on there and just sort of like hold it for a few seconds to get it to really stick. And I just liked how that makes my journaling pop with the gold accents there. So now what I'm going to do is adhere that down to my layout using a little bit of foam adhesive just to pop it up a little bit. And I'm going to just put that towards the bottom half of the layout on the right. And I've just balanced my layout off in places with some of those foam thickers as well in the shape of hearts. And I'm going to add a little bit of thread in a couple of spots in gold. And I'm also going to add a few of the little yellow stickers from that Carousel sticker sheet, just as accents to bring that yellow into the layout a little bit more. Just wanted to put my journaling down so that it's about even distance apart, but I didn't want to just put it in an even line. I just think it looks a little more interesting when it's a little offset. So the middle line of journaling there is just a little bit over farther to the right than the other two pieces of journaling. So now you can see I'm taking a couple of the little phrase stickers from the Carousel collection. I'm going to put those down in a couple of different places and just do a tiny little bit of embellishing to finish the layout off. And you know what? That is going to be it. So when you look at this layout, what really jumps out besides the two photographs is that white cut file. And I just really love how it creates that detail on the layout. And like I said, it is a really simple thing to create these layouts using a cut file, and it just takes, you know, a couple of minutes to cut this out on your cutting machine, and you have a really nice accent piece for your layout. So you can see that I'm just using a variety of the different stickers and so on from Carousel just to finish up here. And I'm actually going to pop up these little yellow stickers on some foam adhesive just so that they, you know, they have a little more dimension on the layout. And I am almost finished. So I'm going to leave the link for the JustNick design store in the description below. So make sure that you check that out and click that link, head over to the JustNick Design Studio and take a look at all of Nicole Noasad's gorgeous cut file designs. She is a master at creating the shapes for the die cutting machines, or for the cutting machines or a machine that you might have. I have a Cameo. I really love it, and it's a lot of fun to use. So thanks so much for stopping by, guys. I'll see you another time, and have an amazing day. Bye-bye.